Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another session of a live stock analysis using technical analysis. Okay, so for today, the flow will be the same as usual. First, I'll go through the economic calendar. Then, I'll be talking about the indices and commodities, followed by some of the sectors like the FAANGM, US banks, um, semicons as well as EV, followed by the counters that you have mentioned in the chat box. Yep. So without further ado, I'll begin. This week we have a lot of data that's going to be coming in, so I think it'll be it's important to actually take note of that. So tomorrow we will have starting from tomorrow we have the CPI that's coming in. That's at 9:30 p.m. So that's one very important data. Wednesday we will have OPEC monthly report. That's at 8 p.m. Then followed by PPI numbers at 9:30 p.m. We have the usual crude oil inventories at 11:30 p.m. Then Thursday morning at 2 a.m., that will be the Fed interest rate decision that will be out at 2 a.m., followed by the FOMC statement and a press conference at about 3 a.m. Then Thursday night, we'll have retail sales at 9:30 p.m., then usual jobless claims at 9:30 p.m. Um, Followed by Friday, we'll have industrial production at 10:15 p.m. And then we'll have the S&P global manufacturing as well as services PMI that will be out at 10:45 p.m. Now, so there's a lot of data that's coming out every day for the economic calendar this week. Okay, then I'll move on to the indices as well as commodities. First up will be on Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin, I think after rally above the 42K resistance that I thought it will be acting as resistance, then it hit about 44, close to 45K. Then today we have a bit of a pullback. So I think if price if price holds below this 43.7, 43.8 level over here, means we're entering back to this wedge over here, then we could see some further pullback as well as probably some consolidation first for Bitcoin. But overall, it's still in an uptrend over here. Yeah, so for Bitcoin, I think currently the resistance will be about 42.4 to about 44.7K. Support wise, I think the lower end will be probably a retest of this trend line support over here, which has been pretty reliable. So that, and as well as the confluence of this horizontal resistance breakout, that will be around like 38.1K over here. Then the immediate support could be around 40K, the 40K psychological level. Yeah, so that's for Bitcoin. Okay, next up will be I'll be talking about Dow Jones. Okay, for Dow Jones, it didn't do much last week. So over here, it was really just range trading for the whole of last week. So yeah, possible but still looks good. And look at this is an uptrend and this possible bullish flat consolidation over here. Currently we're quite near a resistance now, which is around like 36.4. Then the previous all-time high was about 36.9K. Yeah, so there will likely to be some resistance ahead first at 36.4K. Then we see whether it can try to retest the all-time highs afterwards if it continues to have the bullish momentum. Overall, it still looks nice for now. It looks like it just consolidating a range and we see the next move, whether it can break out following this week. Okay, then for Nasdaq, Nasdaq also similar. Also, in fact, it has been consolidating since middle of November. So it's just hanging around the range and just the highs of this year around 40.4K is still acting as a resistance. So we still need to see a breakout above this level. Then I think Nasdaq can go on to the next level. So I think the next level will be around 14.6K, which was the next swing high level formed in March of last year. Yeah. So I think 14.4 to 14.6 is the current resistance area. As for current support, it will be likely this range support for now, which is probably around 14K to about 14.1K for Nasdaq. So I think we could still see some consolidation for Nasdaq if it still holds in this range, but let's see whether there's a break towards the upside to retest the 14.6K level. Okay, then next up will be S&P 500. So S&P 500 also mostly in the range, but Friday we had a nice closing, a new year high closing level after the non-farm payrolls was out. And I think it's currently trading in this uptrend channel over here. So let's see whether it can try to retest 4640 level. So 4640 is the next swing high resistance over here, which was back in March of last year. So I think that will be the next resistance to look out for S&P 500. Okay, then next, moving on, I'll talk about gold. Okay, gold for now, I think not looking so nice. So yeah, I started last week. It tried to be there was a sharp spike out above the 2070 resistance level, then but it swiftly closed underneath it. And then we can see there's a lack of momentum over here. So there was a bit of range, and on Friday there was a breakdown below this wet support. So I think maybe if this continues, we could see some lower levels being tested, like around 1985 being the first level. Then the very low support will probably be around the 1940 to 1950 levels for gold. Yeah, so I think gold lacking a bit of momentum for now. We could maybe see a bit of a range going on first, yeah, given the price action we saw uh, since the start of last week. Okay, next will be on oil. So I think oil for now is also still looking quite bearish. So from the price action from start of last week was after it broke down these trend lines support over here. Then it just been continuing to slide downwards, continuing on the bearish momentum. Then there was some brief support around $69 for now. Yeah, but I think they still likely to remain weak, I think. Possible retest of this trend line support over here again, which is around $67. If it goes over there again, that will be the triple bottom support we saw in the middle of this year over here. And as for current resistance, I think it will be likely be around this zone, around 72 to about 75 for now. So I think oil is still remaining a bit of a downtrend over here. Okay, then let's see what's up next. Okay, next up will be on VIX. Yeah, so VIX still continue to remain weak over here, mostly range, but could be following this wedge pattern over here for now. So yeah, I think for VIX still remaining maybe a bit of a sideways. So the support resistance still likely to be the same around about 12. Or as a support resistance could be around 13 to about 14 over here for now. I don't expect much big movements for VIX now. Okay, then next up will be on copper. So copper, there was some bearish price action over here. They failed to hold above the 3.86 level, break above here, and then subsequently came back down fast to retest and also broke below this 3.79 support level all the way down back to 3.73 to retest this trend line support. So there's some strong bearish momentum for now. We'll expect a bit of range for now first, between like 3.76 to maybe like 3.86 this area for copper. Yeah, so that's all for the indices as well as commodities. I'll go through the sectors for now. So first I'll start with the FAANGMs. Let's take a look at metal. So metal, I think for now could be trading in a bit of a range. So last week we actually tested after it didn't manage to hold this 326, 327 level, it went on to test the next lower support level, so on 318 over here. And it looks like it's holding over here. And then on Friday we had a nice closing back above this 326 horizontal level. So for now, likely if price goes up to retest the recent highs around 340. So here I think there will still be some resistance for now. So likely you see, I think we might see a bit of a range trading going on first for metal. So I think for now it'll be interesting to see whether this 326 level will be able to hold as a support again or not, since that there was a cross out on Friday and looks like the 5 and 10-day moving averages are sloping up around this area as well. Okay, then next up it will be on Apple. So I think in general, I think Apple is still looking good. So there was a brief period of consolidation or pullback, but towards the end of the week, there was a move upwards over here. So look, I think in my opinion, looks like a bullish trend continuation for Apple. So we could see a retest of the highs around 197, 198 over here. It does continue back to retest the highs over here. Given the current bullish momentum for Apple. Okay, then next up, I'll talk about Amazon. So for Amazon, I still looks like it's consolidating in this wedge over here for now. So I think nothing too much for now. Likely to see a bit of consolidation. Then we see whether it breaks upwards or downwards. For now, there could be still some resistance at around 150 if we respect this trend line resistance again for Amazon. Yeah. Next up will be on Netflix. Okay, for Netflix, I think for now there might be it hit the first level of support. So after the retest of the high over here, double top, then we had a pullback over here. Then last week we actually retested this first horizontal previous resistance around 450. Then looks like there's some support coming in at this level. So if it's able to hold, I think there might be some rebound coming in. So first, the immediate resistance likely to be at around this 460 level, the immediate resistance. Then the next resistance will probably be around like 465 over here when we close out the gap for Netflix. Yeah, so I think these are the immediate resistance levels for Netflix. If it does hold at this level and do a bounce. Yeah, but if it doesn't, sorry, if it's unable to hold this 450 support, then I think there might be some further retracement down towards like 438, 440 as the next horizontal support level is around there. Yeah, so I think for Netflix, I'm leaning more towards a bit of a bounce first at the start of this week if it's able to hold at these levels. Okay, next up will be Google. Okay, Google, um I think it's still maybe consolidating in this wedge over here, a bigger wedge compared to Amazon. Then end of last week tested near the resistance of 138, then we saw like a pullback over here. So I think if it continues the momentum for now, we might see this gap being filled around 132 over here. Then perhaps a retest of the wedge support around 131, 132. Then I think we might see some support coming back again, then to do a bit of a bounce and continue consolidation. But I think for Google, maybe nothing too much for now, unless there's a breakout or breakdown below this consolidation. Okay, then next up will be Microsoft. Okay, so for Microsoft, I think start of last week there was a retest of this 365 breakout level over here, and then good that price is supported around here, and yeah, so I think currently there's the immediate resistance will likely be a 10-day 10 MA around 375 over here. If you're able to cross that, I think we might see a retest of the next horizontal resistance around 378, 379. Then afterwards will likely be 383, 384. So we might see a bit of a range trading going on the bounce holds. Yeah, for now. So I think in general for FAANGM, we might see like a bit of a consolidation still for most counters. But I think the strongest one for now probably would be like Apple. It looks like, yeah, with the bullish red breakout in my opinion. I think it's likely to retest the highs of 197, 198 if everything goes well. Okay, then next up I'll talk about the financial sector. Okay, for XLF, last week still very much range bound like the Dow. So still looking good, I think. If it holds the recent low of this 35.8, I think maybe price could still go a bit further higher to retest this 36.5, 36.6 swing high form in February this year. So I think looking at a trend over here, it still looks pretty good. And I'll talk about the four banks, the four big banks. So for first up, JP Morgan, there was a retest of the highs of 158 over here. Then looks like price is still holding. At first, there's some resistance coming in, but price is still holding quite well at this 106 for now. So I think if you can hold, the price could still move higher perhaps. So the next resistance level I see for JP Morgan will be around like 160 to about 162 about there. So this was the highest from October of 2021 as the next resistance. Okay, next up, Citigroup. Okay, Citigroup is still quite strong. So continue to move upwards and break some resistance, the swing high resistance of this 48.2 as well as 48.7. Yeah, so I think interesting for Citigroup. We can continue the bullish momentum upwards. Perhaps we could see a retest of the next swing highs level, resistance level around 50.6 over here. These are the highest form in February to March this year before the banking crisis. Yeah, so I think looking at the momentum wise, it's still looking very bullish over here. Then next I'll talk about Wells Fargo. For Wells Fargo, looks like we retested the highs of the swing high over here, 46.4 resistance level over here. So we might see some resistance coming if the level holds over here for now. Yeah. But it's still looking good overall. I think we could still see maybe like the next swing high level being tested with around 47.7 next. Yeah, but could see some short term a bit of a pullback if it does hold the horizontal resistance for now. Okay, then last but not least, talk about Bank of America. So Bank of America, I think is still a bit of a consolidation with this wedge over here, this rising wedge. So I think likely if it tests like for now 31.6, then around there might be some resistance for now if it to about 32.3, the highs of Q. Yeah, so I think still good trend up is as long as holds the trend line support over here for now. Okay, that's for the US the financial sectors as US banks. Okay, I see a question. Hi Weidun. One of the chart you drew a ascending broadening wedge. What do you look out for in the wedge pattern? So I think usually I use a lot of trend lines. So when I draw that, I think is to gauge around to see where is a potential support resistance, whether it meets some horizontal resistance as well. Then that will help me to see whether it forms a stronger support resistance if there's confluence at those levels, and to see like the general trend. Yeah, so if there's a broadening wedge pattern, then I would expect like the chart to form a bit more like volatile pattern. If there's a rising wedge, for example, then I would expect like more narrow volatility and trading pattern. Okay, then I'll move on to the next sector, which is the semicons. Okay, let's take a look at the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index stocks. Okay, it's a bit of still a bit of a consolidation for now. So, but the good thing is that this prior resistance 3670 is now holding as a support still. So I think still looking good. Looks like it's a horizontal range consolidation. So think still need to see price break above this 3008 level convincingly, then you might see a retest of the year high levels around 3875 over here. So a bit of a consolidation going on still for the semicons. Okay, next up would be I'll talk about Nvidia. So I think Nvidia looks like a bit of a recovery in price as the week goes. It looks like it missed my trend line by a bit over here at the start of the week, and then reverse back up to test. Currently, it's testing around 476 now. Yeah, so in the short term, I think it looks like it's breaking out of this immediate downtrend channel over here and testing this immediate support breakdown now could be acting as resistance for now. Yeah, over here there's also a 20-day moving average where there's a bit of resistance still. So for Nvidia, I think there could be a bit of resistance at these levels around at this zone over here for now, since there was a bit of consolidation over here first before there was a price broke down further. So when you come back to test, there might be some resistance first. Then afterwards, we see whether there's a pullback, and we see whether there's a higher low being formed to support move back for Nvidia. Now, I'm thinking there might be a bit of range consolidation for this week for Nvidia if it comes to test this 470s or 480s range over here. Okay, next up will be AMD. So AMD is AMD was originally trading like a range over here. Then with the release of the chip news, it actually sought up to retest near the highs of 131 about there. Yeah, so for now, we are quite near the highs of this year, around 132 swing high resistance. So around there might be some resistance going on first. Yeah, so I think for now to see if there's a pullback, I want to see like a higher low still being formed, which will be this 124, 125 resistance trying to act as a support. And then that will look like that will probably sustain the uptrend. Yeah, another good thing is that I think for now, let's see whether the moving averages will be able to catch up and provide some support as well for AMD. So I think if we break above this 132 level, the next key resistance likely to be around, I think, 139, 140 level. That will probably be the next key level. Okay, then I'll talk about TSM. Okay, for TSM, I think TSM is still looking not bad. So it's still a bit of a range pattern over here, but we saw another retest of the 96 support over here, and it was holding. It held quite well start of this week, and then start of last week, and then towards as the week progressed, he actually gained momentum back to retest near the highs of about 100 over here. So I think that still looks good. Overall, it's a bit of a range going on. So, but if there's a breakout above, then I think the price could still have some momentum to try and retest some resistance close to 104 to about 106 about there for TSM. Okay, then next up is Marvell. Yeah, so for Marvell, I think after the earnings gap down over here, price was supported around 50.6, 50.7, and then there was a push up end of last week. So I think currently there might be some resistance if there if it goes on to some to fill this gap around 50, 53.8 to about 55 over here. Given that this was a prior, there was a consolidation going on over here prior to the gap down over here. So there's likely to be some resistance. Also, looks like there's also some moving averages above it as well, which the 10 as well as 20. Okay, then next one I'll talk about is Micron. Okay, so for Micron, looks like there's some pullback ongoing over here. Let's see. Yeah, then it's currently below 10 and 20-day. So I think if the momentum actually just if it continues to go a bit down, we might see maybe a retest of like 72, this horizontal resistance breakout over here. That will be I think that will be good support level to that will act as a good support level since it was prior quite a strong resistance over here. Then for now the I think around like 76 would likely be quite some resistance given that price actually held above over there for a while, then there was a breakdown taking place. Then around there currently is also the 20-day moving average resistance as well. So for Micron, could see maybe the lows I think could be testing 72, but highs could be kept at around 76, a bit of a range for this week perhaps. Okay, the next one I'll talk about is Broadcom. Okay, for Broadcom, I think there was looks like there was it did a retest of the 915 this strong horizontal resistance in the past, and now it's acting as an immediate support. So with that, it's currently doing some rebound. Immediate resistance I would think is around 955 about there. Currently it's also near the 3-day moving average as well. This was a range. Price actually moved in a range before prior to the breakdown. So yeah, there was some resistance about there. Next resistance will be around 980 about there, then followed by close to 1000. And so I think for Broadcom, you might see a bit of a range consolidation still go on for a while. Okay, next up is Intel. Intel, I think for now is there's some pullback going on. Price temporarily find some support near 41, but I think if it does a rebound, there's some near-term resistance around 43.5 about that. Yeah, so this was a range support level prior to the breakdown. So that on the retest, there might be some resistance going on. I think for Intel, we might see maybe some a retest and maybe some range consolidation go on for hours. Yeah, so that's it for the semicons. Next up, I'll move on to EVs. Yeah, let me start off with Tesla. Okay, Tesla still nothing too much for now. It's still a bit of range trading going on over here, quite a long already. So I would expect a bit of a move. Maybe a move might come soon, since we are nearing this blue color trend line resistance again. And so let's see whether there could be some breakout coming or breakdown. With such a long period of consolidation, I think probably a move it might come sooner. So for now, let's see whether it can break out this 247 trend line resistance. If it can, then the next resistance will likely be around like 255 about there. Yeah. Then followed by around 268. And then if you can't hold this trend line support as well as the range lows of about 233 about there, then perhaps we could see test some levels like 222, 223 about there. And so for Tesla, I think would be interesting to watch out for how it moves out of this quite long range consolidation about 1 month or so. Okay, next up, Xpeng. Okay, Xpeng still showing some weakness on price. We tested near the swing low around 15.4, 15.5, here a bounce, and then we had a lower low coming in over here. Yeah, so with that, I think if we can't hold this level around 15, we might see some lower support levels being tested, which is probably around like 14.2. This swing lows, as well as this swing low over here. Yeah, then the next support level will be around 13.4 about there. Okay, then as for new, okay, new after the earnings last week, you went up to retest the range resistance around 8 over here, then continue as a resistance, and there was a pullback again back to the support level about 7.3. So I think for new, it would be interesting to see whether it can hold out, can hold this blue color trend line over here, and then whether there's the recent lows is able to hold. Then if it does, then perhaps we could see maybe a pullback to range resistance again. Then yeah, a bit of a consolidation first. Okay, next up, Rivian. Okay, Rivian. Okay, I think Rivian is still looking good. So looks like it's trying to break out this range resistance around 18.2 and trying to, I think, could try to test like 20, this swing high around here, 20 over that as a resistance. The next immediate resistance, I think, will probably come from this trend line, this main downtrend channel over here, which is around 20, 21.5 about there. So I think we might still see some price go to test these two resistance levels, continue to move upwards. Yeah, so that's all for the sectors. I'll now move on to the counters that you mentioned. Okay, first up will be Cloudflare. Okay, hi, and then talk about your Cloudflare. Okay, Cloudflare, I think in terms of the very immediate, uh, the price is starting to move a bit of sideways over here. Looks like it's trading outside of this wedge for now. So, uh, so yeah, could be moving into a bit of a range pattern with the 75.6. This resistance level is acting as a bit of support over here. Then the horizontal resistance around 80 over here for now. So if this level holds, we might see a bit of a range going on. But if it can't hold, then perhaps we would see a retest of the lower support level, which is around 72.5 about there. So I think for Cloudflare, it might be moving in a bit of a range for now first. The next one is Lumina Technologies. Okay, I think for this counter is like probably like new lows coming in. So for now, I think it's probably following this downwards trending wedge pattern over here. So if it continues to go lower, I think the next immediate support will be already around $2 over here. Yeah, then for now, there's the immediate resistance will be around um, this horizontal resistance around 2.7 about there. Yeah, which was this support turn resistance over here, as well as this trend line resistance. Okay, then next up is Elf Beauty. Okay, for Elf Beauty, yeah, looks good for now. After it cleared this 113 resistance level, price continue to move to the next level, which is 126 over here. So we might see a bit of a range consolidation first at this level. But I think overall it's still looking quite nice. Possible this uptrend channel going on for now. So if it holds at this, if it manage to hold this horizontal, then it could go on for higher to test like 133 as next resistance level, which was this prior resistance or support over here. Okay, then next one will be on applied materials. Yeah, applied materials, I think is a bit of a pull. There's a bit of a pullback going on for now. We're still seeing lower highs, some lower highs and lower lows form. So I think to see for now, looks like from the current trend, it might still continue. So if it does, if it do from a lower low, we might see a retest of the 141 swing low over here. I think for this pullback to end, probably needs a breakout above this 149 level and try price trading above it. So I think for now there could be some continued slight pullback going on, judging by the current trend. Okay, next up will be on PayPal. Okay, PayPal I think currently looks like it's still holding this uptrend channel over here. So but yeah, for last week January is a bit of a range going on, but the good thing is the lows around 57-ish, still holding a support. So I think if it holds, possibly we could still see price trade in this channel and try to test the resistance of about 61, mid 61s over here, and probably a retest of this trendline resistance as well over here. So for now, the resistance will be around 61, mid 61s, about 62, about there. Okay, next up is MasterCard. So MasterCard, I would think for now is nothing too much. After the retest of these highs over here around 417, price has just been consolidating in a bit of range and holding above this prior horizontal resistance of 400, 405. So for now, I think we might still go on a bit of a consolidation for now. Okay, then next up is Visa. Yeah, Visa is also it just still a bit of a consolidation going on. So given looks like over here it was is this trend line resistance. So their price is doing a bit of a consolidation, but I think as long as it doesn't break below these 252 swing lows support, I think it's still okay. You might see a bit of a consolidation still ongoing. Then if we can break out, then will be a new all-time high for Visa. Okay, next up will be on TLT. Yeah, so TLT looks like still showing some good momentum. After last week we saw break above this like 3 level, went up to retest these highs of 90, around like close to 96 now. So over here, I will expect a bit of a pullback from this level. So because currently at this level, right, previously we had a very large range trading going on, and this was the prior strong support level. And after the breakdown, then we saw a retest before price went up further. So currently, upon back a retest of these levels around 90, about 96, right? I think there could be some resistance around there and perhaps a little bit of a pullback in price first. So yeah, for now the immediate support will likely be this trendline support, which is around 93, mid 93. Then if we go lower a bit, it will be the horizontal support again about 92, about there. Yeah, so I will expect a bit of a consolidation first for TLT. Okay. Okay, next up, Palantir. Okay, Palantir looks like not so nice for now. So yeah, last week we actually broke below this swing low support of 19. Then we had a lower low about it. So currently price is holding at this earnings gap up, the lows over here about 17. So I think crucial for this need to hold for now to sort of do a bit of a bounce to test the immediate resistances. So for now, I would think that the immediate resistance will be around 18.2, 18.3 is one level over here. Then the next level will be around about 19 from this trendline resistance as well as this part, this broken down swing. Yeah. So for Palantir, I think need to see this level this low hold at 17 to see a bit of rebound. If not, we could see we could still see the bearish momentum continue towards down, where we might see a retest of about 16 as a next support level. Okay, next up, Nike. Okay, Nike, I think overall is still trending well. Last week it had a bit of a range pattern going on as it reached the prior horizontal support around 117 lah. So it could be some resistance going on at this level for now. Then in terms of this uptrend channel wise, I think there is also resistance probably around 119. So 117 to 119, in my opinion, there's some likely to be some resistance going on. So for now, quite near the resistance, I'll expect perhaps a bit of pullback if we reach those levels and some consolidation ahead. Okay, next up, ST Lauder. Okay, for ST Lauder, I think it's still holding up okay over here. So yeah, last week wasn't that much, a bit of a range trade. Some is currently experiencing some resistance at this 138 prior support. Yeah, over here. So we might see a bit of range bound pattern over here. So I think important will be to see this trend line support holds over here. If not, we could see maybe a further pullback towards a retest of the to retest some horizontal resistance breakout over here around 128. That will be the next horizontal support level for ST Lauder. Okay, hi BYR. That will be on C Limited. Okay, see, I think generally a bit of a range for now over here. Currently pre-market is gapping down to about 30, mid 35 over here. So there will be a retest of the lows over here. So I think for now at these levels, need to see whether some support it will come in between, because at 35 to about 35.5 is the year's support level around here. So I think there might be some support coming in, but still need to see for tonight's candle over there. Yeah, but if it doesn't hold, then I think it will be quite bearish for it to go lower. Yeah, for C. I think still need to see tonight's trading action for C Limited. Okay, then next up will be TDCX. Okay, TDCX mostly in a bit of a range pattern over there. But yeah, but I think currently retesting back the support to about 4.6 about there. So maybe you could, if it can't hold, then we might test a bit lower of about 4.4 about there as a next swing low support. So I see a bit of a consolidation still for TDCX currently. Okay, next up is C3AI. Okay, so C3AI after the earnings there was a gap down, and then it retested the swing low of about 25 point about 25.8 about there. Then currently it's holding at some support over there. So there's some rebound going on, but um I will expect some resistance to come in once it close back this gap about there around 29 to about 30. So given that previously this was a support level, this was a quite a strong support level over here. So likely we able to see some resistance coming at this level again. So yeah, I would expect a bit of a pullback from these immediate resistance levels for C3AI. Okay, next up will be on General Electric. I think General Electric for now mostly is a bit of a range going on. So last week we had a pullback from the highs of 122, went to retest the lows of 118, and we see a rebound again. So I think as long as these two levels are still holding, maybe still see a bit of range going on first for now. Okay, then next up will be GE Healthcare. GE Healthcare also a bit of a range bound going on for now. So yeah, immediate support levels around 66 or around 67.8 about there. So I think we are still trading about there for now. Price is like largely trading a bit of a range. So I think for now that might still continue for a bit. Yeah. The immediate resistances will be this recent highs of about close to 69.7, then followed by around 70.8 out there. Okay, then next up will be RTX. Okay, RTX. RTX went to retest the recent highs of 83 and doing a bit of a pullback out there. So yeah, so I think we could see maybe a bit of a range bound trade perhaps, since like the Bollinger Band is like largely flat about there. Um, yeah, then maybe we could see maybe a retest of the support around 79 again over here if it fails to hold this 81 level. Yeah, maybe I'll expect a bit of a range bound trade going on. Okay, next up, United Healthcare. Okay, United Healthcare currently is a bit of a range going on, still respecting this trend line resistance. And but the good thing is that it's still holding above this recent horizontal resistance breakout of about 542. So I would think that is still okay. Yeah, it's like range over here, then the breakout is forming another range for now. So our looks like nothing too much for now. If we can hold this support, then likely a bit of a range going on first, I think. Okay, next one, VEV, Viva Systems. Okay, Viva Systems, I think generally looks like it's still very much in the range for now. So yeah, resistance likely still, I would still expect around 181 about there, the recent levels, and support will be likely close to the low 163, about 166 about there. Okay, next one, Vertex Pharmaceuticals. Okay, for Vertex, for now, this I think is still largely in the range for now. It's still holding in this main uptrend channel over here. So I will expect for now likely still holding up in the range between like 346 about 356 about there. Okay, next up, AAL, American Airlines. So for American Airlines, I think is still showing some good momentum over here. We actually saw it break above this 13.4, 13.5 level and closed out this gap over here. So yeah, for now, yeah, for now there might be some resistance ahead around like 14.4, 14.5 around that level. based on the prior levels over here. I will expect maybe if price comes to this level for now, there might be a bit of a consolidation going on first. The next one is Boeing. Okay, Boeing, I think it's still showing very strong price action. So largely last week was a range bound, but the good thing was that the lower weeks we saw support coming in from this recent resistance around 230. So and then on Friday we closed above this swing high resistance of 240. So with this very strong candle. So I think if you can see continuation of this bullish momentum, let me see the next resistance level for Boeing. Yeah, perhaps we could close out this gap over here around this is around 244 to about 248. Then the next horizontal resistance of 252. Yeah, so these are some next levels to look at for Boeing. I think for now it's still showing very good bullish momentum. Next one, CELH Celsius Holdings. Okay, for Celsius, I'm thinking like bit of a range going on for now. Yeah, but perhaps this is a bit like a bit of a head and shoulders going on perhaps around here. Yeah, this is just from what I see now around here. And it's testing the support again around 50 over here. So for now, it's a bit of range going on between 50 to 55. Important will be for this support to hold. If not, if not, I think it's likely to see some lower price trade lower to some lower support to retest back this previous horizontal support around 47 about there. The next one, Enphase Energy. Okay, for Enphase, I think currently there's some currently is meeting some resistance about 111. There's a bit of pullback. But we expect a bit of a range to be ongoing since that around the 98 level, I think this was a previous bit of resistance going on. So for now, I will expect this to act as a bit of a horizontal support first at this level to do like a bit of a bounce. Then I think we might see a bit of a consolidation ahead for Enphase. The next up is into it. Okay, for Intuit, I think currently a bit of a range going on. So after the breakout of 586, it went up to retest a prior key level resistance 597 here. It's been holding a bit of range pattern over here for now. So I think for now, nothing too much perhaps. Looks like just holding a bit of a range going on for now. Okay, next one, ISRG, Intuitive Surgical. Okay, for Intuitive Surgical, I think for now, it's a bit of a range as well. Yeah, perhaps in a bit of this appear like descending triangle consolidation over here for now. But good thing is that it's still holding above this 304 level, 305, this resistance. I think I support 2 times already. And near term wise, I think I'll expect resistance about close to this swing high of 318 to about 322 level over here. So I think for now, likely to be still see a bit of a consolidation first hit for intuitive. Okay, next up is McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's trading generally in this channel perhaps. Yeah, probably trading in this channel perhaps. So I think for now, bit of a sideways going on at the horizontal level of about 286. So I think you need to hold this trend line to see continued upside towards next resistance probably around 292, 293. If not, I think if it breaks below this immediate trend line, this channel support, right? Perhaps you could see a bit of some momentum coming off a bit to test like to maybe just trade a bit of range with the nearest support on 282 over here. Then followed by around 279. I'm sorry if I'm going a bit fast. I'm trying to answer as many questions as I can. I see quite a lot of questions coming today. For PepsiCo, I think yeah, a bit of a range going on. Nothing too much for now. I think likely to hold in this range between like 164 to 168. Okay, then for Coke, it's a bit range bound for now. Some resistance looks like some resistance from this 58.5 level over here. Yeah, then nearest immediate support will probably be this around like this 50, around 57.5 out there. This level. So yeah, maybe a bit of a range consolidation first for Cook. And next up is Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks, I think, fallen off quite a bit. Really is around some support level. So there's a support area around 94 to 195 about here. And currently it's actually filled this actually we tested this resistance. So if I think I will expect maybe price will hold a bit in a bit of a range first for now if you respect these these levels. Then we see whether yeah, given the downtrend over here, need for price to form a bit of range first to show that some support coming in. Hi Michael SL Green. Okay, SL Green Realty Corporation. Okay, for SL Green, I think it's retesting like a bit of a resistance. If we tested a resistance around 44 out there. So for now, I think that for now it could be trying to see whether it's holding above this 40.6 level. This is a prior resistance, and over here would be acting as support if we can hold in a bit of a range. So maybe we could see some range consolidation first. And then if this holds as support, then maybe we could see some further upside for this counter. Okay, next up, Xiaomi. Okay, for Xiaomi, I think yeah, maybe it's like a bit of a downtrend channel going on. But currently we tested and previous horizontal resistance around 14 about there. So I think for now it should be able to hold. Then perhaps you could see a bit of a rebound first with the I need to clear this 14.9 level, then we can see maybe price retest like 15.5 over there. The next one is Mercado Libre. Okay, for Mercado Libre, looks like it's retested resistance first one around 1630 about there. So currently is there some a bit of a pullback ongoing first. Yeah, so perhaps I think we could see some pullback, a bit of a consolidation first for now. The next one is at C. Okay, for Etsy, I think currently it still looks good. After the breakout of this 75 level over here, it went on to retest resistance at 82 for now. We're seeing a bit of a pullback. So I think if this recent hold, we might see a bit of a range consolidation first. Yeah. Then this resistance will likely act as a support now. One is Twilio. Okay, Twilio retesting this resistance again at around 70s over here. So we might see some resistance kick in again at this level over here. So maybe a bit of a pullback first. Yeah, but if it can continue on, then we likely go on to the next resistance level of this 75 about. The next one is Teva Pharmaceuticals. Yeah, I think for now it might be trading a bit of an uptrend channel over here. Some resistance at this zone of about 9.95 to about 10.3 about there currently. So I will expect a bit of a range bound to continue, but support to come in at around uh 9.6, 9.6 as well as uh 9.3 about there. So maybe a bit of a range consolidation first. Okay, next up, Melco Resorts. Okay, Melco a bit of a range going on still. So retesting this prior support now, I think it's a bit of resistance around 7.9. Uh, yeah, so you might still see the range hold. But if there's a breakout, then perhaps we could see maybe price test towards like 8.6 to 9, $9 again. Okay, for Singapore as well as Hong Kong counters, I'll cover it at the end if there's time permits. I'll focus on the US counters first. Okay, this one T Rowe Price Group. Okay, for T Rowe currently looks like price is finding some resistance at 101 about there. This price support now I think it's a bit of resistance. So perhaps we could see maybe like a pullback towards to retest this immediate support around 97, then maybe we see a bit of a consolidation going on first. But overall could be trading in this uptrend channel for now. Yeah, as a guide. This one is a 3M. A 3M is trading in this uptrend channel over here. Currently it's at this channel resistance of about 4. So if this holds, perhaps there could be some pullback coming soon. Also, there's also this horizontal resistance at 106 nearby as well. So yeah, some resistance nearby this zone over here. Now move on to GM, General Motors. So at this level is testing some resistance at 34. So there might be some a bit of a pullback consolidation at this level first, given that it was at this area quite a long time. Okay, 1 month about there this year. Yeah, then if we can continue the bullish momentum, then we could see maybe price test like the on 36 as the next resistance level. The next one is a BEPC, Brookfield Renewable Corporation. Okay, so for this counter is testing this 2770 resistance, so forming a bit of a sideways trading going on for now. Yeah, so currently the immediate support would likely be around 26.5 about there for now. So we might see a bit of range bound continue. Then if you can overcome this resistance, likely you're going to test around 2880 about there. It's the next resistance level. The next one is M-Core, M-Core Technology. Okay, M-Core also, yeah, a bit of range going on. As it nears this resistance, 28.4 about there. Yeah, then um uh, then currently there's a support level is around 28, then lower than that it will be around 27.2 about there. If you can continue up, then the next resistance would be around 29.7 about there. Okay, I DOS ADTN at Trend Holdings. Before this, there's some breakout recently took place around 5.6, and price is just consolidating for now. A bit of a resistance from this swing low 6.3 currently. Yeah, but if you can clear above that, the next levels will be around 6.9 to about 7.4 about there. Yeah, so maybe a bit of a consolidation still for now. And next one, CETX. Okay, CETX, I think overall there's still some resistance coming in at 6 about there. Yeah, so I will expect maybe price to just want to be of a range for now. So maybe we test like the support levels at 5.4, 5.5 over here for now. Then for Tech, um, Tech last week mostly in the range over here. So yeah, I will expect price to trade between like this range of 0.94 to about 1.2 currently about there. Okay, next one, Nikola Corporation. So okay. So we had a gap down below the swing low support. So from like 0.85 to about 0.95, I think likely will be this resistance for now. As for support, the, sup- the support zone will likely be from like 0.52 to about 0.62 over here. Yeah. So I think for now, um, we might see maybe a continuation of the bearish momentum if price cannot price cannot recover back above this 0.83, this current immediate resistance level. Okay, next up is GME. Okay, GME after the actually I think GME after the earnings release, the price action was quite okay. So it looks like for now the breakout above this downtrend resistance line is still holding. As well as holding above this horizontal resistance area that's acting as support now. This is around 13.5 to about 14.3 about there. So I think as long as price still holding this support, likely we still see a bit of a range going on for now. So I will expect like for now resistance is still around 16.3 and above to or 17.3. So maybe we will see GME trade a bit of a range still for now. The next one is Teladoc Health. Okay, Teladoc Health is a bit of range trading going on, retesting the resistance again, 19.6. I think for now, a bit of a range, but as long as it can hold this 18 support level, there's a chance that it could still break. There's a chance that I think they could still break above this resistance to try to test the next resistance level around 21 or about there. So for now, there's still a bit of range going on, but I think still looks positive. And next up is Pfizer. Okay, Pfizer, I think still still trading in this the downtrend channel around there perhaps. So for now, it's a bit of a range going on, but I will expect near-term resistance like 29.7 to about 30 about there. Then for now, support will likely be the recent swing lows of about 23.3, 28.5 about there. Yeah. So for now, it could be a bit of range, but if they can't hold the lows, then I think we might want to test this trend line support in downwards of about maybe 27, mid 27s about there. Okay, then TA on Zoom. Okay, for Zoom, I think is looking um for now the current momentum is looking good, clear above this 71 resistance, and looks like it's might go on to test like this 74 to about 76 resistance area. So this is quite a strong resistance for quite a while this year. So yeah, we might see some resistance still acting back at these levels again. Okay, I think it's 9:15 already. I try to go through maybe like three more about three more counters. Yeah. This one about it already. Then in TMO, Thermo Fisher Scientific. And currently, there's looks like a bit of range going on, finding resistance from this prior support at around 498 about there. So yeah, maybe we still see a bit of range going on. For now, support is around 476, 482 these levels over here. Then also possible this trend line support as well. So maybe a bit of a range consolidation still for TMO. Okay, then for next one, Illumina Inc. Okay, Illumina Inc. currently retested this swing high 118. There it be a range trading going on. Current support I would think is around 100 and 708. There's some support, so maybe a bit of range consolidation first. And if there's a break above this level, then perhaps could go on to test the next resistance level upwards of closer to 127. I'll just do one more. Sorry, I'm unable to answer all the questions in view of time. Dollar General. Dollar General after the earnings release, so we tested this level 138 for now, pulling back a little. I would think that might still hold up in a bit of a range for now. So need to see whether it holds up the first support level 127 about there. Then we see a bit of a range bound pattern. Around the immediate resistance will be around 133 about there perhaps. Yeah, but you can't hold this 128, then we might see maybe price go on to a bit lower towards like 122, 123. Now, given the size of the bearish candles over here. Okay, I think that's all from me today. Let me just answer some questions in chat. Okay, hi Michael. Only US stocks allowed. No. So in general, the 8 o'clock webinar at night on Mondays, I'll focus on the US counters first. Because I'll cover the Singapore as well as Hong Kong counter in the earlier session. That's at 11 a.m. in the morning. So if time permits, I'll of course I'll go through the other counters. But today, unfortunately, in view of time, I'm unable to answer all the questions that you all have asked in the chat. So that's all for today. Let me just share the survey form in the chat box. Okay, I would appreciate if you all can help me to fill up the survey form to leave any feedback you all have about today's session. Also feel free to join our Forum 3 community on technical analysis if you haven't, and download the app through the link, and then also can join our Forum TA Telegram group at Forum TA. Yeah, so for today, it will be the last webinar for this year. I just want to say thank you to everyone for your, I see some regulars coming in almost every week. So it gives me a lot of support to be able to get your support for the webinars, for my TA webinars. Yeah, and I hope that we all have learned something from each other through this TA sharing. Yeah, and I just want to say hope everyone keeps well. Currently there's a lot of people falling ill. So please keep well and hope you all have a safe trading towards the year ahead. Have a great Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I see you. The next webinar will be at on 8th of January 2024. So that will be the second week of January. Yeah, to take note. Yeah, so for the Singapore and Hong Kong counters, the next webinar is also 8 January. So that one my team and I will be covering in the morning, 11 a.m. Thanks everyone. Yeah, have a wonderful December ahead. Stay safe and safe tradings. Hope that 2024 will be a better year for all of us. Yeah, bye bye.